His final campaign in Major League Baseball, half of it was spent with Toronto Blue Jays. If he would have played a full season with Toronto, statistically, he would have been the best player that year. Now, Doug Rader, probably one of the most underrated players of the 1970s, won 5 straight Golden Gloves awards from 70-74, playing third base. Known primarily for his defensive ability, his big nickname was the Red Rooster. Now, he played from 67 to 77 for the Astros, Padres, and Blue Jays, and later managed the Rangers, White Sox, and Angels between 83 and 91. Also nicknamed Rojo, Rader earned his nickname the Red Rooster from the thick head of red hair, which always protruded from under his cap. Now, he attended Glenbrook North High School in Northbrook, Illinois, and Illinois Wesleyan University. Now, born in Chicago, July 30th, 74, was signed with the Astros as an amateur free agent in 65 as part of their youth movement of the decade, and made his MLB debut with the club in July 31st, 67. In his first game against the Mets, Rader earned his first career hit, a single against Canadian-born reliever Ron Taylor, as his Astros won the game 3-2. On August 19th, Rader hit his first career home run against Dick Hughes of the Cardinals. He played a majority of his games at first and finished the season with a .333 batting average with 4 homers and 26 RBIs in 47 games. Now, during the 68 campaign, the Astros moved Rader over to play at third base, and in 98 games had a great campaign with 11 home runs and 83 RBIs. He hit .267 with 6 home runs and 43 RBIs and established himself as their everyday third baseman during the second half of the season. Now, in 69, sorry about that, he played 155 games with the Astros, .246 with 11 homers and 83 ribbies. He had a breakout season in 1970 as he appeared in 156 games, hitting .252, leading the team in RBI, third the club in RBIs, and second on the Astros with 25 homers and 87 ribbies. He earned his first career Gold Glove as being the best defensive third baseman in the NL. Now, Rader struggled offensively during the 71 season as he hit .244 with 12 home runs and 56 ribbies in 135 games. However, he earned his second consecutive Gold Glove at third base. In 72, Rader's batting average continued to slip as he hit .237. However, his power numbers came back, a very impressive 22 homers and 90 RBIs in 152 games to be among the Astros team leaders, winning his third straight Gold Glove award. He was also featured in heavy press that year with an article in the June 16 issue of Life. Rader had another solid season in 73, .254 with 21 home runs and 89 RBIs in 154 games with Houston, and once again was awarded the Gold Glove for third base for the 4th straight year. He continued solid play throughout 74, hitting .257, his highest batting average in 68, with 17 home runs and 78 RBIs, earning his 5th consecutive Gold Glove. In 75, however, Rader's offensive number slipped as he hit only .223 with 12 home runs and 48 RBIs in 129 games, and for the first time since 69, he failed to win the Gold Glove award as the talented Ken Reitz of the Cardinals received the award. Now, Rader was eventually traded to the Padres for Larry Hardy and Joe McIntosh in December of 75. The Padres needed a veteran starting third baseman at the time, and Rader became the everyday third baseman for the Padres during 76. And 139 games, hit .257 with 9 home runs and 55 runs batted in. His 9 homers were his lowest total of his career since 68. In 77, Rader began the season with San Diego, and in 52 games hit .271 with 5 home runs and 27 RBIs. And for reasons unknown to him, a lot of people, Rader's contract was he was let go, and his contract was purchased by the Blue Jays. Now, we knew he was going to do something in Toronto, and he finished the 77 season where he split his time playing third and DH. In 96 games, he had .240 with 13 home runs and 40 RBIs. On March 18, 78, midway through spring training, the Blue Jays released Rader because he had a lot of young third basemen in the pike, and then he decided to retire from the game. Now, he played in 1,465 games during his career, in which he collected 1,302 hits, with a batting average of .251 with 155 homers and 722 ribbies. Again, 5 straight Gold Glove awards for his defensive play at third between 70 and 74. Now, he finally decided to go into coaching, and after working a year for them as a major league coach, the Padres named Rader manager of their AAA affiliate, the Hawaii Islanders of the Pacific Coast League. During 1980, Rader led the club to a 76-65 record as the Islanders finished in second place in the North. In 81, Hawaii had a 72-65 record and once again finished in second place. The Islanders then moved to the South Division in 82. However, the club finished in third place with a 73-71 record. Now, Rader was eventually hired to manage the Rangers in November 82, taking over from Darrell Johnson. In his first season with Texas, the club finished 77-85, which was a 13-game improvement from the previous season, as Texas finished in third place in the AL West. The Rangers unfortunately slipped back in the last in 84, as the club struggled to a 69-92 record. In 85, the Rangers began the season 9-23, as Rader was fired and replaced with Bobby Valentine. Now in 86, the Chicago White Sox began the season with Tony La Russa as their manager. However, after a 26-38 start, the White Sox fired La Russa and named Rader, who was the team's hitting instructor at the time, as the interim manager. In his 2 games with the White Sox, the club went 1-1. The White Sox then named Jim Fregosi as their permanent manager. Now, Rader was hired to become the California Angels manager in 89 after the Angels finished the 88 season with a 75-87 record and fired manager Cookie Rojas late in the season. In his first season with the Angels, he led the team to a 16-game improvement as California finished the season with a strong 91-71 record, good for third in the AL West. Rader finished fourth in the AL Manager of the Year award, which was won by Frank Robinson of the Orioles. Now, in 1990, the Angels slipped under the 500 level as the club finished 80-82 to finish fourth in the AL West. The Angels continued to hover around the 500 mark during the 91 season. However, after a 61-63 start, Rader was fired and replaced with Buck Rogers, who also coached the Expos. Now, Rader was hired to be the original hitting coach for the expansion Marlins in November 92, but Rader resigned from position at the end of the 94 season. So, full Major League Baseball managing totals for Texas, the White Sox in California, 805 games, 388 wins, 417 losses, with a 482 percentage. And again, his best finish was technically third in the AL West in 89. So a good overall player, a good overall manager, and I'm very surprised that the Blue Jays never tried him to try out some of their Canadian franchises. He would be a good fit in Canada's what they call Canadian minor league affiliates. I think Doug Rader is one of the most underrated players of the 1960s and 70s. I wish every third baseman was like Rader, could hit for power, hit for average at times, a good team man, a good player, and it motivates the young players. They would learn from him in every aspect. So that's the story of the multifaceted and multi-talented Doug Rader. If you like what we're doing here with our Toronto Blue Jay Vintage podcast, let us know with a like, comment, subscribe, or share. Bye.